No. I was on the phone, so yeah. All right. Good morning, Rampage family. Welcome to where are we? Chandler, Arizona, for game one of a 4-game weekend. This morning's game lineup is against the Florida Alliance 16U AAA team, and boys made it in just fine yesterday. As far as I know, everything went well there, and um, here's hoping for a good, strong weekend of hockey. I know we have a couple players out this weekend. I believe Nathan Bender will not be here this weekend, and then I also heard that Liam Holmes is unfortunately very ill and unable to make the trip this time too. So, first and foremost, Liam, if you're watching, get some rest, get better soon, man. We look forward to having you healthy and back in the lineup. Everybody watching at home, obviously that means that Zach Stahl will be in net for all 4 games this weekend. So hoping for a good, hard-fought weekend of hockey as we get ready to go into the a quick Christmas break. And we hope that none of the boys are thinking at all about Christmas and all of that stuff quite yet, because we still have a lot of hockey to play. So all of these teams, I believe, that we're playing this weekend, I think they're all within, really a couple of spots of rankings of us. So it should be a very competitive weekend, and just want the boys to play their best hockey and just keep building on what they got going on. Here we're ready to start period number 1. We've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Wheeler, and Bisley. Bisley back in the lineup, which is great to see. And Zach Stahl in net, as I mentioned. All right, period number 1. Rampage win the draw back to Wheeler. He's in his own zone. He's going to skate to center. Takes it out of the zone. It comes out. That was off! Shot taken. Stahl with the save. We have 2 hybrid officials that already missed the first offside call of the game. Puck goes back. It goes on net, and the Florida goalie is just going to cover it up. That was very clearly out of the zone, right? Okay. All right. It's too early in the morning, too early in the weekend for me to start losing my mind, but right off the bat, same crew as before. Florida wins the draw. They're going to send around the boards to the far side. Chip it up and out of the zone. Slowed up coming into the Rampage zone. Florida's going to jump on it. They skate back behind the Rampage net to the near side wall. Sent on net, and Stahl has it in his glove. He's going to hang on. So we get a stoppage with 14:27 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Gudanis, Foster, Merrill, and Wilton. Rampage win the draw. Take it out of the zone. It comes out and back in, and they get that offside call correct. So that's their first correct whistle of the game for offside. Same crew out as before. Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Gudanis, and Merrill. Florida wins the draw. They're going to send it cross ice to the far side. Knock it down. Back into the Rampage zone. Gudanis turns with it. Sends it up. Merrill has to skate back for it. Wrangle it in. Florida turns. Sends it back towards the net. Gudanis. It comes up and out. Gudanis has it back on a stick. He's up to Foster. Foster turns. And Rampage are offside into the zone, and a player takes a shove after the whistle. No harm, no foul. We have the same crew out as before. We changed out the D-men. We've got Huff and Espirito joining the group. Rampage win the draw. Gets kicked back to Espirito on the far side. He's going to send it up the boards. Goes through, gets tipped, and into the Florida zone. Play will continue. Florida tries to pick it up behind their own net. Sends it to the far side. Espirito gets a stick on it. Now gets tangled up coming out of the zone. Foster comes back for it. Foster sends it over to Huff. Huff's in his own zone looking. Skates up, takes the red line, and he's going to chip it in. Goes into the far corner. McManus is giving chase. It's down low in the corner. Florida's going to send it up out to the near side. Cross ice goes off of Rahosian. That looked like it hurt, and Rahosian's going to go out to the bench and get a change. Huff comes back, picks it up behind his net. Skates out of the zone with it. Huff comes up to the red line. He's going to dump it in hard and go to the bench for a change. Puck goes up the far side wall. Roberts is there to hold it up momentarily. A little back and forth on the boards. Comes up, and Bisley's going to hold it in the zone. King picks it up, tries to make a turn with it. Comes up to Wheeler on the near side. Wheeler sends it down low. Roberts sends it out front, and Florida's got it on their stick. They're going to skate it out of the zone into the Rampage zone with it. Gets dumped down. Bisley gets back there for it. Sends it up on the far side. Florida pinching in. They're going to hold it in the zone. Wheeler comes back behind his own net. He picks it up, turns, looks, sends it up to Roberts. Roberts turns. He's going to skate with it. He's into the Florida zone on the outside wall. Puck gets deflected up into the netting and out of play. So we get a stoppage. We'll have a face-off in the Florida zone with 12:23 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Gudonis, and Merrill. Florida wins the draw. Back into the corner. They're going to send it to the far side. It clears. It's going to go the distance. Stahl comes out to play it. Sends it to the near side to Gudonis. Gets tied up on the boards. Whitted's in there now. Still tied up. Comes up to the point. Florida chips it back in. Centering pass. Quick shot. Stahl with the save. Drexel picks it up on the far side. Turns. Sends it up to Whitted. Whitted's into the zone. He's got a little bit of room. Sends it over to Sarver. Johnny Sarver gets the Rampage on the board with 11:53 left in period number 1. First goal of the weekend goes to Johnny Sarver. Nice quick transition out of the zone. Drexel to Whitted to Sarver. Rampage go up 1-0 with 11:53 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Espirito, Huff, Foster, Whittingham, Wilton. Florida wins the draw. Back into their own zone. Quick turnaround. Foster's got it. He's into the zone. Gets held up momentarily. Florida chips it up, and they're out to neutral ice. Dump it into the Rampage zone. Espirito comes back for it. Turns, sends it up the near side boards. Back down to Huff in his own zone. He's going to turn with it. Sends it up off of Foster. Bounces into Florida's zone. Florida has it. They chip it up and out. Huff picks it up. Has to wait for everybody to tag up. Now Florida with the steal. They're back in the Rampage zone. Florida still has it up top. Shot taken. Stahl with the save. It bounces wide of the net. Huff sends it up. Whittingham up to Foster. Foster turns. Gets cleared. A late hit to Armani Foster. Play continues. Florida's going to turn with it. They're at neutral ice. They're back into the Rampage zone. Play continues. Espirito picks it up behind his own net. Espirito turns, sends it up to Roberts. Roberts into the Florida zone. He's got 3 players on him. Florida's going to get there. Players doing battle low in the corner. I think McManus is in there too. I can't see that corner very well. Puck comes up, and Bisley's going to hold it at the blue line, keeping it in the zone. Goes to the far corner. McManus is in there. Florida sends it up the far wall. They turn cross ice to neutral ice. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Deflected. Goes back behind the net. Fed out front. Into the far corner. Florida working up the far side wall. Centering pass comes up to Roberts. Roberts is going to skate with it. He's out of the zone. Takes the red line. Gets it deflected off of his stick. Still at neutral ice. Florida turning around, coming back the other way. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Down low and into the corner. Bisley doing battle. He's got Whitted in there. Comes up the far wall. Still pinched in. Back to Bisley. He chips it up towards Rahosian. Rahosian going for a change. So Drexel off the bench into the play, applying pressure on the forecheck. Florida sends it to the far side. Still in the zone. Whitted trying to tie it up. Comes out of the zone, and Drexel's going to pick it up. He turns, chips it back into the near side corner. Sarver giving chase, trying to tie things up down low. Drexel's in there as well. He's going to turn with it. Sends it up to Gudonis. Gudonis sends a shot, goes just wide of the net. Comes back out. Sarver up to Gudonis, it comes out of the zone. Stahl sends it up to Wheeler. Wheeler off the boards on the near side. It's going to bounce to a Florida player. Sends it across the far side in their own zone. And back again. Florida's into the Rampage zone with it. Take the near side wall. Whitted with the steal. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Makes a move at neutralize. Kicks it over towards Sarver. Florida sends it back the other direction. They chip it into the Rampage zone. Drexel has to come back for it. He's going to pick it up. Skate it to the far side. He skates it out to neutralize. Makes a move. And he's into the Florida zone with it. Gets poked down low into the corner on the near side. Puck comes up. Doesn't hit anybody. It's going to come back into the Rampage zone. Merrill has to rush back and pick it up. He does so. He turns. Merrill sends a cross-ice pass stolen by Florida. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Down into the corner. And puck ends up in the far corner. Whittingham and Gudonis are in there. Puck up the far wall. Gets deflected. A Florida player has it. They turn around. Take it to the far wall. Puck comes up and out. Florida's going to pick it up. Chips it across to the near side. And then Huff with the steal. He turns, sends it up out of the zone. And it bounced back in just enough so that Florida was called for offside, even though Rampage picked up the puck. I'd rather they do that than miss an offside call. So, all right, out on the ice, we've got Wilton, Whittingham, Foster, Huff, and Espirito. Florida wins the draw, sends it across the far side. They're into the zone offside, so we'll get another face-off just outside the Rampage zone. 7:43 left in period number 1. Florida wins the draw. Cross ice and deflected into the Rampage zone. Espirito has to rush back for it. He's got a man on. Espirito turns, sends it up the wall. Florida centering pass. Shot taken. Stahl with a save. Stahl with a couple of really nice saves. Florida with the steal. Puck comes up, and then that one's going to go in. So with 7:24 left in the first, Florida Lions tie it up 1-1. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, McManus, King, Wheeler, and Bisley. Tied up off the draw. Florida's going to send it back into their own zone. Off the wall, and then goes just past Bisley. It's into the Rampage zone. Wheeler wrangles it in, gets tied up and checked by 2 players, but at least it was in the helmet. Shot taken, Stahl with the save. Secondary shot, that one's going to go in. Florida goes up 2-1 on a quick exchange. We had a missed set of high checks. Played with the high stick. Play continues. A lot of stuff missed there. And we only have 2 linesmen slash officials in this game, and they're missing a lot. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Merrill, Gudonis. Looks like Florida's going to come out of the pile. They dump it into the Rampage zone. Gudonis picks it up down low. He's going to turn and skate with it. Just loses the handle, and now Florida sends it back the other way. Whitted chips it back the other way. Whitted with the steal. He's into the Florida zone with it. Takes the outside wall, centering pass, and gets deflected into the far corner. Merrill pinching down the wall, keeps it in the zone. Puck comes to the near side. It's in the near side corner. Whitted tying up with the player down low. He comes out with the puck, sends it up to Drexel. And another goal by the Rampage. Carter Drexel getting on the board with that one, so tying up the score 2-2 with 6:21 left in the first. Whitted to Carter Drexel. Drexy. Out on the ice. We're going to get some fresh skaters. We've got Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Huff, and Espirito. Florida wins the draw. Back into their own zone. They send it up. Bouncing around and neutral ice. Whittingham's going to pick it up. He turns with it. Whittingham skates into the zone. Takes the puck into the low corner. Puck gets tied up. It gets chipped up and out of the zone. Back into the Rampage zone. Esperito has to race back for it. Stahl's going to leave it for him. Esperito picks it up. He turns, looks to see what he has to work with. Up to Foster. Foster collects. He's going to skate through neutral ice. He's into the zone. Poke check, and then Wilton tries to take a shot. Gets deflected up off the boards. Whittingham turns with it out to center. Takes a shot. Gets deflected. Goes wide into the near side corner. Florida with it down low. Foster applying pressure on the forecheck into the corner. Florida drops it behind their own net. Turns, send it up the near side wall. Florida sends it up and out. Cross ice. And then they're going to chip it into the Rampage zone. Goes into the far corner. The near corner. Huff picks it up to King. King turns with it. Florida coming back the other direction. They're into the Rampage zone. Gets caught in some skates. Bounces to a Florida player. Takes a shot. Goes wide of the net. It was an unfortunate bounce for the Rampage boys. Puck into the zone. Rahojan picks it up on the far side. Gets tied up on the wall, tripped, no call. Play continues. Puck goes up into the netting, and now we're going to get a stoppage. Face-off in the Florida zone with 4:53 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got McManus, King, Rahojan, Bisley, and Wheeler. Florida winning the draw. Send it around the boards to the near side. Chipped up and out. That should be icing, and is. So with 4:44 left in period number 1, we'll get another face-off in the Florida zone. I think it's the same crew out as before. We've got King, McManus, Rahojan, Bisley, and Wheeler. Puck goes down low. Florida's going to send it off the boards and out. Bisley turns it around, chips it back into the zone. Rampage are offside. Faceoff will be just outside the Florida zone. They're going to take it to center ice. Excuse me. Out on the ice, we've got... What do we got? No, I'm sorry. It's going to come all the way back down, just outside the Rampage zone. We've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Gudonis, and Merrill. And Florida comes out of the pile. They send it back to their defenseman on the far side. Chip back the other way. Turn cross ice to the near side. They're into the zone with it. Centering pass and a nice deflection goes up and over the net. Merrill sends it up. Goes off of a stick. It's going to come off the near side wall. Whitted takes it. He's out of the zone. He skates to neutral ice. He's into the Florida zone with it. Turns, takes a quick shot. Goalie makes the save. Bounces out front. Nobody home. Drexel comes back, picks it up. Centering pass down to Sarver. Comes up. Whitted turns and fires, and that one's going to go in. Boone Whitted gets on the board. Making the score 3-2 in favor of the Colorado Rampage with 4:01 left in period number 1. Each of the players on the Whitted, Sarver, Drexel line now with the goal. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Wilton, Foster, Huff, and Esperito. Florida wins the draw, back into their own zone with it. They're going to turn, cross ice to the far side. Up, they're into neutral territory, into the Rampage zone. Taken up on the far wall, shot taken, goes upside of net, net's off, but Rampage have the puck, so it's going to come up and out of the zone now. Sent up on the far wall. Cross ice, Foster with the steal. He's going to send it back for Huff. Huff takes it back behind his own net. He's going to turn. Sends it cross ice over towards Foster. Goes off of Florida stick. Play continues. Florida sends it up the far wall. Wilton gets in there, pinching in. And now Florida chips it up and they clear the zone. Esperito back to Foster. Tied up on the boards. Wilton's going to turn with it. Takes the red line. He's going to skate into the Florida zone. Puck gets deflected into the far corner. Centered up front. And now cleared out. Huff's got a stick on it, but Rampage have to tag up. Huff hangs on. He's going to drop it back for Espirito. Espirito sends it up towards McManus. Deflects into the zone. Back behind the Florida net. They've got it. Back down low behind the Florida net. Florida still has the puck. Sent across to the near side. They turn with it up the boards on the near side, and then Rahojan's going to hold it in the zone at the blue line. Florida gets it back behind their own net. They send it up on the far side. It's going to go the distance, and we get a whistle for icing. So with 2:16 left in period number 1, we'll get a face-off in the Florida zone. Out on the ice, we've got Starver, Whitted, Drexel, Wheeler, and Bisley. And looks like Florida's going to get tossed, making too many moves after they were set up. Rampage win the draw, comes up to Bisley at the point, takes a shot, goes off a boot. Wheeler holds it to the blue line, just mishandles the puck, keeps it in the zone. Little bit of chaos, and now Florida's going to clear it out to neutral. Held up on the board, Starver turns and sends it into the zone. Florida goes back for it. They're going to drop it into the corner. Comes up to Wheeler. Wheeler just fans on a shot attempt. Shot, goalie with the save, and now it's bouncing around, and that one's going to go in. I think Whitted got that based on the celebration, but a lot of chaos out in front of the net. You put pressure in front of the net, and good things happen. So, yep, it looks like Whitted got that one. 1:44 left in period number 1. Rampage up 4-2. I think so, yeah. But I couldn't tell until the handshake line. Out on the ice, we've got Wilton, Whittingham, Foster, Merrill, and Gudanis. Puck goes across to the far side. Merrill's going to wrangle it in, sends it back for Gudanis. Gudanis turns and skates over to Merrill. Merrill up to Wilton. A little back and forth in neutral ice. Florida trying to come back the other way. Wilton with the steal and still tied up at neutral ice. Bounces across to the near side. Off the boards. Florida into the zone with it. Take the near side wall. They're down into the corner. Back behind the Rampage net. Tied up in the far side. Comes out to neutral. Shot taken, stalled with the save. It ends up on the near wall. Tied up down low. And then Foster's going to pick it up. He skates with it, clears it. Wilton picks it up. He's into the Florida zone. He's got a man on. It goes down low in the corner on the far side. Foster's in there as well. Puck gets sent across to the near side corner. Florida sends it up and out. Espirito's going to have to come back for it. There will be no icing. Play will continue. Espirito picks it up. Turns, sends a stretch pass up. Florida with the steal. Coming back the other way. And then it gets deflected. That was off. And we eventually get a whistle for offside, which it was about a minute and a half ago. 29 seconds left in period number 1. We'll get a face-off just outside the Rampage zone. We've got King, Roberts, McManus, Huff, and Espirito on the ice. Tied up on the draw. Just a big mass chaos. Florida sends it into the Rampage zone. Espirito with the steal. He's going to turn with it. Sends it cross ice to Huff. Huff over to Roberts. Off the stick, and it's going to go into the Florida zone. I think that's going to be icing, and is indeed. So we get a whistle. We'll have a face-off back in the Rampage zone with 13 seconds left in the period. Same crew out as before. McManus, Huff, King, Roberts, and Espirito. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Espirito's got it down low. Turns with it. Sends it across for Huff. Huff sends it up to Roberts. Roberts turns out towards King. Goes off the stick. Florida has it back. Coming the other way. They're into the zone, and time expires on period number 1. So your score after one is 4-2 in favor of the Rampage. And we have a very frustrated Florida goaltender, which I always like to see us getting in their head early. Hopefully the boys have a whole lot more of that. We let them jump on us a little bit early. We got the first goal, then they came back with two, took the lead, and then we took the lead right back. Currently up 4-2. Always like to see lots of goals by the Rampage boys, especially early in a game. Hopefully they just keep that trend going. It's always difficult to kind of get going early in these weekend tournaments, and so it's good to see that the boys they're going, and hopefully they'll just continue to kind of wake up and keep the trend moving in the proper direction. Out on the ice to start period number 2. We've got Drexel, Whitted, Sarver, Wheeler, and Bisley. And, of course, Mr. Zach Stahl in net. Florida wins the draw out to the far side wall. They dump it into the zone. Wheeler picks it up. Tries to send it across to Flex, ends up going on net, and Stahl's just going to cover it up. So we'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. Same crew out as before. Florida wins the draw up to the point on the far side. Skated off the wall. Shot goes back behind the net and then comes out up to the point and out of the zone. Florida has to come back and recollect in their own zone with it. Cross ice to the near side. Bisley's going to pick it up. He turns, chips it into the Florida zone. Florida chips it up and out. Wheeler's going to grab it on the far side. He turns with it. He's going to make a move. Skates with it. Takes the red line. Goes off of his stick. Drexel's going to have to pick it up. He does so. Skates off the wall. Sends it across to Sarver. They're into the zone. Sarver takes a shot. Goaltender turns it aside. Puck back behind the net. Drexel applying pressure on the forecheck. Florida sends it to the far side point. It's going to come out of the zone. Bisley picks it up. He turns with it. And then loses the puck. Florida sends it back. They're coming back the other way. They're into the Rampage zone. Shot gets deflected up. And Stahl has it in his glove. He's going to hang on to it. We'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. 13:57 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, Foster, Wilton, Whittingham, Merrill, and Gudanis. Rampage win the draw, get held up in the zone, trying to exit. Puck's tied up on the near side wall, comes out to a Florida player. They skate it off the wall, send it to the far side. Puck goes down low. Merrill's going to pick it up. Gets tied up down low in the corner. Has Whittingham come in and try to help him out. Looks like Florida's going to come out with it. Send it up to the point. Cross ice to the near side. Sitting down low and back behind the Rampage net. Tied up down behind the net. And now Gudanis is going to pick it up. He turns and skates with it. Sends it up out of the zone. Gets kicked and then coming back the other way. Florida sends it cross ice. It's going to go to the far corner. Gudanis turns it back behind the net. Merrill picks it up. Sends it up the wall on the far side. Gudanis has to wrangle it in. Tries to send it up towards Foster. Florida intercepts the pass, and then Wilton's going to dump it into the zone. Florida sends a stretch pass that doesn't connect, and that's going to be icing. Tried to catch the Rampage on a change, and almost did so. Faceoff will be back in the Florida zone with 12:59 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Rahosian, Roberts, McManus, Espirito, and Huff. Pile, and it's going to come up to Huff, who's going to dump it down the boards. It ends up in the near side corner. Rahojan's in there. Got a couple players on. Florida sends it around to the far side and back again to the near side corner. And Rahojan gets a stick on it, keeping it down low in the corner. He gets things tied up down low. McManus comes in there to help out. Looks like McManus tries to send it out front. Roberts pokes it to the far wall. Huff takes a shot from the point. Goaltender has it in their glove. They're going to hang on to it. And it looks like we're going to change out the defensemen. So we've got Rahojan, McManus, Roberts, Wheeler, and Bisley on the ice. 12:30 left in period number 2. Florida wins the draw. They send it around in the near side, up and out of the zone. Bisley has to race back into his own zone for it. Doesn't have enough on it for icing. Play will continue. Bisley picks it up, skates to the far side, skates out of the zone, takes the red line and chips it in. He's going to give chase. Puck behind the Florida net. They're going to chip it to the outside wall. Comes up, and I thought it hit the netting, but they're letting play continue. Rahojan holds it in the zone at the blue line. Florida sends it around to the near side. Back down into the corner. Up to Roberts. Roberts turns with it. Skates, takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save, ends up in the near side corner. McManus comes in. He ties it up down low. Got a couple players on. Rahojan comes in, picks it up at the pile, sends it up towards Wheeler. Wheeler's got to the point, cross to Gudanis on the far side. Gudanis takes a shot, goes way up and over, ends up on the near side boards. Rahojan pinching in. Skates it down low, is going to send it around the boards to the far side. Gudanis pinches down low, keeps it on the far side boards, and then Sarver's in there, feeds it up to Whitted at the point. Whitted takes a shot, goaltender makes a save. Sarver picks it up, back behind, is going to skate it to the near side. Pass across to Whitted. Whitted makes a move, drops it down for Gudanis. Gudanis tries to drop it. Florida's there. They're going to pick it up, come back the other way. Florida out of the zone. And Sarver comes back for it. Passes across. It comes to a Florida player. Shot taken, stalled with the save. Gets a toe on that one. Whitted picks it up behind his own net. He's going to turn. Turns, skates, sends it across to Drexel. Off of the stick, and now Florida turns it around. They're coming back the other way. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Gets tied up down low in the corner. Wheeler with the takeaway. He's going to send it around to the near side. Drexel gets in there, kicks it off the wall. And Florida keeps it in the zone. They're going to send it across to the far side corner. Up to the point. And then Whitted's got the puck. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Takes the red line. He's into the Florida zone. Makes a move to center. Tries to backhand it. Nobody's home. And Florida's going to send it back behind their own net. Up the near side wall. Merrill pinching in. Keeps it in the zone. Goes over to Foster on the far side. Shot taken. Sticks in the way. Florida's going to turn around. Clear the zone. They've got a player waiting deep. They skate to the far side. Shot taken, stall with the save. Comes out to center ice, and it's going to bounce back towards Stahl. He drops it for Merrill. Merrill sends it up to Whittingham. Whittingham turns around, skates it back into his own zone. He chips it up off to Merrill. Merrill turns around, drops it for Wilton, sends it back down low to Merrill in the corner. Puck goes across to the far side. Turn around the other way. Florida's got it on the near side now. Still in their zone. They're going to skate it out of the zone now. Take the red line, send a pass across to the far side. They're into the Rampage zone. Puck comes up and out. Florida has to tag up. They turn. It goes across. That looked like it was offside to me, but play continues. Comes across to Huff. Huff sends it up to Wilton off his stick into the Florida zone. Rampage are going to go for a change. Florida sends it up the near side boards. Out of the zone with it. Huff puts a check on. King has it in his own zone, skates to the far side. He's going to skate up to neutral ice. Just loses it for a second, gets it up to Foster. Foster sends it into the zone and applies a reverse check. Florida sends it back the other direction. Tied up back behind the Florida zone, or net, and Roberts is in there to do battle. He's got McManus in there to help him out. A couple of Florida players. And puck still tied up in the far side corner. It's going to come across to the near side now. King pinches in. Roberts is in there too. A couple of Florida players in there as well. Puck gets still tied up on the boards, comes up to Huff at the point. Huff skates off the wall, and then King tries to take a shot, sticks in the way, and now Florida clears it up and out of play. trying to get the puck back into play. Successfully does so. And we'll have a face-off in the Rampage zone. 8:23 left in period number 2. I would have thought we'd have an ice cut here, and I think we are going to have an ice cut here. So when we come back, the face-off will be in the Florida zone. Rampage are currently up 4-2, and we will have 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in period number 2. All right, everybody, welcome back as we get ready to start this second half of the second period. 8:23 left in period number 2. Face-off will be in the Florida zone. Rampage currently up 4-2. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Bisley, Wheeler, and, of course, Zach Stahl in net. Tied up on the draw. Rampage are going to win it. Back to Bisley, the point shot. Goalie's got it, is going to hang on, and we'll get a face-off in the Florida zone. Uno mas, one more time, just like before. Rampage win the draw. Back to Bisley, the point. Cross to Wheeler. Wheeler takes a shot. That one's going to go in. Blaze Wheeler from the point. 8:13 left in period number 2. And right off the back, before some of the parents had even made it back into the rink, Rampage go up and score 5-2. Looks like they're going to leave the same line out on the ice. Looks like Drexel's going to send it into the zone. Florida sends it back the other way. Bisley chips it back into the Florida zone. Put down low behind the Florida net. They send it up the far side wall, kick it off the wall, and back out, and they clear the zone with it. It gets sent over to the near side wall. Bisley chips it back the other way. Florida picks it up in their own zone. Sends it cross ice. Wheeler knocks it down. Florida's going to pick it up and skate it in the zone. Shot goes wide of the net, comes to the near side boards. Sarver skates it out of the zone, takes the red line, sends it across to Drexel. They're into the Florida zone. Puck comes back up and out. Merrill tags up at neutral ice. Florida's back into the Rampage zone. Poke check is going to send it up and out of the zone. And then Bisley's going to send to the distance, and we do have icing, which I thought was going to be the case. So with 7:24 left in period number 2, face-off will be back at the Rampage zone. We've got Merrill, Gudanis, Whittingham, Foster, and Wilton. I know. I didn't want to jinx it.
Yeah. Never missed a field goal this season.
Exactly. Tied up on the draw. I can't see who's got it. Looks like it gets tied up on the boards on the near side. Comes up to the point. Florida is going to chip it back in down low. Gudanis gets it behind his own net. Changes direction for Merrill. Merrill up. It goes through some sticks in the distance. I think that's going to be icing, and it is, as it wasn't touched up. So 7:05 left in period number 2. We're going to have a face-off in the Rampage zone. One more, just like before. Rampage win the draw. Gudanis has it behind his own net. Sends it up. Deflects off a stick. Comes out of the zone. Florida has to come back for it. Foster heavy on the heels. Whittingham's going to pick it up off the board. Centering pass towards Wilton. Just outside the reach. Comes to the near side board. Back down low in the corner. Whittingham's in there. Florida's going to pull it out of the pile. Send it across to the far side. Gudanis pinching in. Tries to center the pass. Goes off a skate and comes to the near side boards. Florida's going to skate it out of the zone. Gets chipped up and out, and that was offside a couple of times. And we'll have a face-off outside the Rampage zone. 6:31 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, Huff, Esperito, Roberts, McManus, and Rahojan. Tied up on the draw. Florida wins the draw. They're going to chip it off the boards on the near side. Into the Rampage, tied up right at the blue line. And then it's going to get sent across to Huff. Huff up the wall. Florida keeps it at the point. Skate to neutral, center ice, excuse me. Turns it up out of the zone. I'm a little tongue-tied right now. Florida has it back. They're going to send it across ice to the far side. Then back again to the near side, and Florida's offside on the way in. 6 minutes exactly left in period number 2. Face-off just outside the Rampage zone. Same crew out as before. Rahojan, Roberts, McManus, I'm sorry, face-off's going to come to the center dot. Huff and Espirito are the other two out there. Florida wins the draw. Sends it cross ice to the near side. They're at the red line. Dump it in hard. Stahl's going to hold it up behind his own net. Huff has to come back for it. Sends the puck up the near side wall out to neutral ice. Florida turns. They're going to chip it into the Rampage zone. Rahojan comes back for it. Sends it across the far side. Espirito picks it up. Up off the boards. Roberts drops it for McManus. McManus sends it up. It's into the Florida zone. Florida has it back. They send it off the near side boards. Espirito gets there, intercepts the pass, and turns it back around again. Florida picks it up off the wall. They're in their own zone with it. Pass across to the near side. Espirito's going to chip it off the boards out to neutral. Looks like Whitted picks it up. He's in his own zone with it. Over to Rahojan. Rahojan turns, takes the red line. He's going to send it in on net. Goes to the far side wall. Florida turns, chips it way up in the air. Back behind the Rampage. Little uncontested. Shot taken. Stahl with the save. Florida kicks it up the far side wall. Comes up to the point and now gets poked up and out. Florida turns. Fires it back in. And then I guess they were offside. I didn't see the player on the near side of the wall. So face-off will come just outside the Rampage zone. We've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Bisley, and Wheeler. Very appropriate song. Cold as ice. Looks like Florida's going to take the puck into the Rampage zone on the far wall. Comes across. Drexel turns with it. Sends it over towards Whitted outside the reach. It goes off a player. It's into the Florida zone. Whitted applying pressure. He gets there first. Tries to turn with it. Loses the handle. And Florida, I'm sorry, tied up down low. Oh, player's helmet came off. So the play stops. 4:29 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Gudanis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw. Wilton's going to turn it, sends it into the near side corner. Florida picks it up, sends it off the boards, out to Merrill, knocks it down, sends it back for Gudanis. Gudanis tries to send a pass up on the far side, deflects off a stick into the Florida zone. Florida turns around with it. Cross to the near side. They're into the Rampage zone down low in the corner. Gudanis gets in there, blows a tire. Merrill ties things up. Puck comes up towards Wilton. He's going to wrangle it in, sends it over to Gudanis, over to Whittingham. Whittingham's into the Florida zone, skates to the near side. Shot taken, goaltender with a save. Florida sends it around the boards, up the far side. That should be icing if it has the distance, and it is indeed. So with 3:46 left in period number 2, we'll get a face-off in the Florida zone. Some fresh skaters out on the ice. We've got King, McManus, Rahojan, Huff, and Espirito. Rampage win the draw. Back to Espirito at the point. Sitting down the boards on the near side. Looks like Florida's going to pick it up. They turn with it. Pass across. Gets deflected. It ends up back in the Rampage zone. Espirito has to go to the far side. Tie things up down low. Behind the net. Now to the near side boards. McManus sends it up. Held at the point. And then it goes on net. Stahl's going to cover it up. We'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. Little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in period number 2. Same crew out as before. We've got Rahojan, McManus, Espirito, Huff, and King. Rampage win the draw. Back into the corner. Huff tries to get there. Comes up the near side boards, up to the point. Florida holds it at the point. Puck tied up on the near side boards where I can't really see what's going on. Centering pass, and it's going to end up going into the far corner. Rahojan gets there, turns, and we have apparently a penalty. Our first penalty of the game coming to Ian King, it looks like. So with 3:01 left in period number 2, Rampage are going on the penalty kill for the first time this game. Out on the ice to start the PK, we've got Wheeler, Bisley, Whitted, and Drexel. Florida wins the draw. Sent up to the point. Shot from up top, goes off a skate and ends up on the near side wall. Tied up on the near side wall. Drexel sends it over to Whitted. Whitted's out of the zone, takes the red line. He's into the Florida zone with it. Skates to outside, tries to center pass, deflects and goes way down low, back behind the Florida net. Florida has it back. They're going to turn and set up and see what they have to work with. Send up the near side. They're going to skate it out of the zone, up into the Rampage zone with it on the near side wall. Puck comes out to the center and then gets sent back into the near side corner. Puck comes up the wall. Drexel picks it up, sends it across to Whitted. They're out of the zone with it. Whitted's going to take the red line. He's into the Florida zone. Shot taken from up top. Goaltender makes a save. There's a rebound there. Florida coming back the other way. Back into the Rampage zone. They hold it up on the near side wall. Send it up to the point. Puck comes out, and we have another penalty. That one, I don't like that call. I think that was ticky-tack. Played the puck. I'm not sure which one of us is getting it. I think it was maybe Whitted. Yep, it looks like we're going to get a trip. Yep, it looks like Whitted's going to the box for a trip. So for the next 58 seconds, Rampage are going to be down 5-on-3 and 1:58 left in the period. Out on the ice for the three-man defense, we've got Gudonis, Whittingham, and Merrill. Florida wins the draw. We're going to take it up top, send it across to the far side. Shot taken, goes off a body. He's going to bounce way up in the air, come to the near side point. Florida holds it in at the blue line. They turn. They're going to skate with it, send it across to the near side. Shot taken. Stall with the save. That's going to go up into the netting and out of play. 38 seconds left on the 5-on-3 kill. 1:39 in the period, and just a little more than that for the rest of the kill for the Rampage boys. Florida wins the draw. They're going to send it across to the far side, try to wrangle it back in at the top of the circle. They turn with it, drop it back down, back to neutral ice or center ice on blue line. Shot taken, Stall with the save. That's going to bounce way up in the air. Lots of chaos up front. Comes back to a Florida player, fanned on the shot, and then Gudonis got skates in the way. Florida turns, takes a shot. Stall with the save. Rampage unable to clear. And now Whittingham with a poke check, clears the zone. Florida has to hold up, wait for everybody to tag up. They send across to the far side. Back up to up front, shot taken. Body's in the way. Florida takes another shot, deflects up and over the net. Merrill sends the puck around the boards, comes up and out. Sarver off the bench. Johnny Sarver with the shot taken. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to hang on. 47 seconds left. The first penalty had just expired. Johnny Sarver jumps in, gets a little bit of a chance. Goalie makes a save, and now we have 47.9 seconds left in period number 2. And just a touch more than that on the remainder of the penalty. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Sarver, Espirito, and Huff. Puck goes right on net. Florida's going to pick it up back behind their own net. They send it to the near side wall. Held up in the zone, cross to the far side. They're going to skate to the outside into the Rampage zone on the far side wall. Centering pass, shot, and Stahl makes the save. He's got a player in the crease on him. We need to clear that guy out. Comes up to the point, sent across to the far side. Shot taken, body's in the way. It's going to end up in the far corner. Up to the point, back down at the point, turn, pass across, shot goes wide of the net, goes up the far side wall. 10 seconds left in the period, and the puck comes loose. It's going to go out. Florida has to tag up. They send it to the far wall. They're going to turn with it into the zone, and then Foster comes back for it. Time expires on period number 2. So, as we come back for period number 3, Rampage will have 3 seconds left on the Whitted tripping penalty. Score is currently 5-2 in favor of the Rampage. Let's hope we got a whole lot of mo for 17 more minutes. All right, getting ready to start period number 3. As I mentioned, 2 more seconds, excuse me, on the penalty. Yeah, I think when they reset the clock, it got a little bit goofed up. But regardless, I don't know. Looks like 2 seconds left on the penalty to Whitted for tripping. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Drexel, Bisley, and Wheeler. And Whitted on his feet and ready to go. Sarver pulls his own face off. He's going to send it into the zone. Drexel on the near side, and Rampage back at 5. Puck comes up and just out. No, not outside the zone. Whitted has to recollect, sends it down low. That one's going to go in. I don't know if I don't know if Sarver got a piece of it though, because he was right there. So we'll wait to see who actually got that one. Sent in from Boone up top, and it looks like Sarver must have gotten a piece. So that one's going to go to Johnny Sarver. That'll be his second one of the game. 14:44 left in period number 3. Rampage go up 6-2. Same crew out as before. We've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Bisley, and Wheeler. Rampage win the draw. Wheeler's got it. Turns in his own zone. Sends across to Drexel. Drexel's into the zone. Holds up at the point. Centering pass. Goes off of a skate. And then pass goes down low in the corner. Sarver's there. Gets a stick on it. It's tied up down low. Comes up to Florida on the near side. They're going to skate it out of the zone. Take the red line. Into the Rampage zone with it on the near side. Centering pass. Doesn't wrangle it in. Puck goes down low. And then Florida clears it up and out. That's not icing because Florida sent it. So play continues. Sarver applying pressure on the forecheck. Florida has it down low. Cross to the near side. They're going to skate it back behind their own net. Up the far side wall. Comes up but not out. And now Florida turns. They're going to send it out cross ice. Skate up the near side. They're into the Rampage zone with it. And the near side shot. Stahl's going to turn that one aside. Whittingham sends it up the boards on the far side. He's going to come back to him, has to wrangle it in. He clears the zone and then has to reach back for it again. Sends it across. Rampage were offside. I saw that one. I wasn't going to say anything, but unfortunately the officials saw it too. Face-off will come just outside the Florida zone with 13:35 left in period number 3. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Merrill, and Gudanis. Rampage win the draw. Merrill's going to send it in from the red line, just wide of the net. Florida holds it, sends it across the other side. Clears it off the boards on the near side. Gudanis has to come back for it. He's got a man on. He's going to turn to the wall. Sends it up. It comes out of the zone. Whittingham picks it up. He's into the Florida zone with it. Shot from the top of the circle. Goalie gets a piece. It ends up on the far wall. Merrill pinching in. Tries to center the pass, and it looks like Florida's got it back behind their own net. Puck comes up but not out of the zone. Gudanis dumps it behind the Florida net. Gets tied up back low. I can't see the puck anymore. It's behind the Florida net. Looks like Florida's going to come out with it on the far side. They send it up and out of the zone. Wilton comes back, and the puck gets chipped over to Gudanis. A steal by Florida is going to keep it in the zone. And a couple of Rampage players colliding. Centering pass. Florida has it at the top of the circle. Shot taken, stalled with the save. Gudanis wrangles it in front. He's got it in his own zone, sends it up towards Foster, goes off a skate. Foster's going to go in after it. He's down low in the Florida zone. Skates it back behind the net. He's got a player on, takes it to the far side, feeds it up the wall. Rahosian picks it up at the point. Shot taken, goalie with the save. It's going to go off the near side wall. Gudanis takes a shot, goes to the far wall. Roberts pinching in is going to keep it in the zone. Down low, McManus is in there doing battle. Puck comes up to Huff at the point. He's going to take it off the wall, turn, take a shot from up high. Ends up on the near side corner. Tied up down low against the near side wall. Looks like Roberts is going to turn. Looked like he got tripped, but play's going to continue. Puck comes out of the zone. Huff sends it back to Espirito. Up and out of the zone, tied up. We got a shot from behind, and Rampage are going to have their first power play of the game. I think they're going to call that one interference. There were a few different things that could have been called, but nonetheless, 11:38 left in period number 3. Rampage on their first power play of the game. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Bisley, and Wheeler to start the first power play of the game. Rampage win the draw. Up to the point, over to Bisley on the near side, up to Sarver, back to Bisley, cross to Wheeler. Wheeler skates it down, drops it for Bisley. Bisley over to Sarver. Sarver takes a shot from up top. Whitted picks it up down low in the corner. Skates out to the top of the circle, turns with it, feeds it over to Sarver. Sarver's got it. He's going to send it down low to Drexel. Drexel centering pass. Wheeler on the back door, just couldn't quite get there. Puck still in the zone, and Bisley's going to dump it back into the corner, keep it in play. Puck rims around the boards to the near side. Whitted gets there, turns with it, feeds it up to Bisley. Bisley takes a shot, goes off of a stick, bounces around, doesn't come out of the zone. Whitted sends it over towards Drexel, and Drexel's going to turn, send it down low into the corner. He holds up in the corner, up to Sarver. Sarver to Bisley. Bisley back to Sarver. Down low to Drexel. Drexel turns, takes a shot. Goalie with the save. They're going to hang on. We'll get a face-off in the Florida zone. 58 seconds left on power play. 10:35 in the game. And we'll get a fresh power play unit out on the ice. Some good pressure by the Rampage boys on that one, but nothing to show for it quite yet. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Gudanis, and Merrill. Puck ends up on the near side boards, tied up on the boards. I can't see who's in there or what's happening because it's right where I just can't see. I can't see nothing. Still tied up down low. Comes up the boards, and it's going to come out of the zone. Gudanis has to race back for it. He's got a player on. Turns to the near wall, sends it across to Merrill on the far side. Merrill turns, looks, holds up, and now he's into the zone with it. Drops it at the point. Foster wrinkles it back in. He's going to skate it down low. And goes to the far side wall. Merrill holds it at the point. Skates in, sends it across to the near side. Whittingham to Gudanis. Gudanis turns, back to Whittingham. Over to Merrill. Merrill up to Whittingham. Back to Merrill. Down to Wilton. Wilton turns, cross to Gudanis. Shot taken, goalie with the save. It's down low. Florida's back in full strength. Up to Gudanis at the point. Shot taken, and did it go up into the netting? I think it must have. No, the goalie had it in his glove. I just couldn't see it. All right, so back at 5-on-5, 9:27 left in period number 3. Out on the ice, we've got McManus, King, Roberts, Esperito, and Huff. Florida wins the draw. They're going to send it up and out of the zone. It's back into the Rampage zone. Play will continue. Esperito gets there. He's got a player on. Tied up down low. He makes a move. It's still tied up in the corner. McManus comes in to help him out. Sends it up the boards. Florida holds it. Back down the boards. McManus makes a move. Skates up. King's going to pick it up. He turns and skates with it. King takes the red line. He's into the Florida zone. Shot made. Goaltender with the save. Roberts on the follow. Goaltender with a secondary save. He's going to hang on that time. We'll get a face-off in the Florida zone. Nice shot on net with a follow by Roberts. Pick up the rebound. Out on the ice, we've got, looks like we just changed out a couple of defensemen maybe. So we've got King, McManus, Roberts, Wheeler, and Bisley. Florida picks it up on the draw. They're going to skate through neutral into the Rampage zone. Take the far side. Shot on goal. Stahl's going to hold on to that one, cover it up, and we will get a face-off. Clock! I mean, I don't care, but I think just didn't realize it because it stopped now. But I think they'll probably just hold off on the clock for like 5 seconds or something and get that time back. That's my guess. Oh, she actually put it back on. 8:45 left in period number 3. Florida wins the draw, but it's going to come up and out of the zone. Pass across to the near side. Wheeler with the steal, skates back into his own zone with it, has to turn. And then Florida picks a pocket. Now Bisley has to pick it up. Comes over to the near side. Tied up, down low. Bisley's going to get it back. He skates to the far side, sends it up the wall. King takes it, and we have a penalty coming to the Rampage. Looks like it's coming to McManus, but it was behind the play, so I don't know what the call was exactly. 8:16. Was that a... Did he do that? I thought... I don't know. I didn't get a good look at the call, so I don't know, but 8:16 left in the game. Rampage are going to be on the penalty kill. We've got Whitted, Drexel, Merrill, and Gudonis. No, I'm sorry. Rampage are not on the penalty kill. I don't actually know what just happened because... Oh, they have one on each side. Okay. All right. Sorry, back with you. We're still at 5-on-5 hockey. Up to Merrill. Merrill sends it over to Sarver. They're into the Florida zone. Sarver centers the pass back to Merrill behind the net. Comes up front. The goalie's going to cover it up. Drexel was there hunting for a rebound. So just to get you caught up, they sent one from each team to the box. So we're going to stay at 5-on-5 hockey. 7:52 left in period number 3. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Drexel, Whitted, Gudonis, and Merrill. Down low in the corner. Florida sends it back behind their own net. Up the far side, it comes up and out of the zone. Gudonis is going to have to race back for it into his zone. Holds up, skates out behind his zone, sends the pass, gets chipped up. Whitted's got it. He's into the zone. Whitted centers the pass, looking for Drexel, just couldn't quite connect. Drexel's going to wrangle it in on the far side. Chips it over towards Gudonis. Gudonis makes a move, takes a shot. Goalie has a save. They're going to hang on. We'll get a face-off in the Florida zone. 7:20 left in period number 3. And we will get some fresh skaters on the ice. We've got Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Huff, and Espirito. Florida wins the draw. They're going to send it up and out. Espirito chips it off the boards. Whittingham wrangles it in, turns with it. He's going to skate to the near side. He's into the Florida zone. Gets a stick held up and can't get the shot off. Goes to the far corner. Whittingham sends it up the boards. Espirito turns it back around again. Comes back to Whittingham. Whittingham up to the point to Espirito. Cross to Huff. It comes out of the zone. He has to wrangle it back in. Rampage have to tag up. He sends it across to Espirito. Espirito in his own zone with it. Turns and gives it to Whittingham. Chips it for Wilton. Wilton's into the zone. Foster picks it up on the far side. Skates it down low. Looking up front. Comes up to Huff. Huff across to Espirito, holds at the blue line, sends it into the low corner on the far side. Wilton skates down. He gets tied up. A couple Florida players in there. Whittingham's going to pick it up out of the pile. Gets knocked down from behind, but they're not going to call anything on that one, unfortunately. So play continues. Huff takes a shot, goes off a skate. It's going to bounce back into the Rampage zone. Florida takes a shot. Stahl with the save. He's going to hang on. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left in period number 3. Face-off in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Rahosian, King, Roberts, Wheeler, and Bisley. Florida wins the draw up to the point. Sent back up to the point again. Shot from up top. Oh, that was a deflection that went off the iron, and Rampage got a little bit lucky. That was a nice tip up front. Goes to the far side. Bisley's going to pick it up. He turns, skates with it. Sends up to King. King makes a move, takes the red line. He's going to chip it in. Puck down low. Rahosian rushing in, but Florida's going to send it up to the point. Bisley takes a shot from up high, and the goalie has it, and we'll get a face-off in the Florida zone with 5 minutes and 51 seconds left in the game. Rampage up 6-2. Same crew out as before. We've got King, Rahosian, Roberts, Wheeler, and Bisley. Tied up on the draw. It's going to stay in the zone. Rahosian has it down low in the corner. Makes a move to the outside wall. He's going to feed it up to Bisley at the point. Shot taken up high. Deflects off sticks. Ends up on the near side wall. Florida chips it up out of the zone. Bisley comes back. Turns it back around again. Little back and forth. Wheeler's going to pick it up in his own zone. Sends it across to Rahosian. Rahosian makes a move off the wall. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Takes the red line. Rahosian's through into the Florida zone. Looking. Holding up down low in the corner. Sends up to Wheeler up top. Wheeler takes a shot from up high. Goalie makes a save. Goes into the near side corner. Rahosian gets there. It's tied up down low in the corner. Comes out to King waiting up front. King with the shot. Goalie was saved. Secondary shot. Zach Roberts is going to get on the board. The one they call Z-Rob, or affectionately Robbie, gets on the board with the Rampage 7th goal of the game. So with 5:07 left in the third period, Rampage are up 7-2. Looks like we'll get some fresh skaters out on the ice. We've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Gudanis, and Merrill coming out for the faceoff. Rampage win the draw. Back into the zone. Gudanis has it on the near side wall. He's going to turn with it. Chips it over to Merrill on the far side. Merrill turns, gives it to Whitted. Whitted skates it out of the zone, makes a move. He's into the Florida zone, and Florida's going to turn and chip it up. Gudanis sends it over to Merrill. Merrill over to Drexel on the far side. Drexel's into the zone, feeds it. Can't see the puck. Okay, Florida's got it back. They send it up and out of the zone. Doesn't connect. That should be icing, and is indeed. So with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in period number 3, we'll get a face-off in the Florida Alliance zone. Out on the ice, same crew as before. Sarver, Drexel, Whitted, Merrill, Gudanis. Rampage win the draw. Back to Merrill at the point. Sends it down low into the corner. Sarver's waiting for it. Florida gets there. Whitted chips it over to Sarver. Sarver sends it up to Gudanis. Gudanis skates, takes a shot off of sticks, goes behind the net. Sarver gets back there. He's going to skate to the near side, turns, makes a move back behind the net. Gets tied up down low. Sarver gets the puck back. Still battling for the puck. Whitted's in there to try to help out. It's going to come to the near side. Up to the point. Gudanis sends a shot in from up high, and we have a penalty coming to Sarver, I think. I think that's who he pointed at. But regardless, we've got an elbowing penalty coming to Sarver with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in period number 3. So Rampage will be back on the penalty kill. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Esperito, and Huff. Tied up on the draw. Florida's going to win it up to the point. Shot taken, Stahl with the save. He's going to hang on. Rampage win the draw. Back into the corner. Fed up the far side wall. Florida turns with it. Sends it across to the near side. Up to the blue line. Back down to the near side wall. Centered the pass. Shot taken. Stahl with the save. And then Stahl with another save from his belly. Bouncing around. It's going to come out to the circle. Sent across. Stahl knocks that one down. It's going to go to the far side. Couple of nice saves by Zach Stahl on that series. Still in the Rampage zone. Florida sends it up. Out to the outside wall. Across to the near side circle. They're going to turn up to center. Shot taken. Goes wide of the net. Bounces out. Shot taken. Stahl will save. 2 saves. And then the official loses sight of the puck, or actually believed the net to be off. So we get a stoppage that couldn't come too soon. Zach Stahl with an excellent series of saves on that wave. 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the penalty kill, 3:25 in the game. Out on the ice, we've got Bisley, Wheeler, Wilton, and McManus. Tied up, and it's going to come over. Bisley picks it up. He skates to the far side, chips it up and out of the zone. Florida wrangles it in their own zone. Skated deep behind their own net. They're going to hold up and try to regroup. Florida sends it to the far side wall. Through neutral, into the Rampage zone. Held up on the far wall, they send it up to the point. Move back down the wall again to the circle. Florida holding up. Centers the pass, turns, shot taken, goes wide to the net, comes back to the far side corner, up to the point. Cross to the near side. Florida still with the puck. Cross to the far side, top of the circle, centered the pass, and back again. Over to the near side, shot taken, stall with the save. That's up front and gets chipped up and cleared the zone. 24 seconds left of penalty kill time. Rampage trying to get a quick change of who they could. Florida back into the zone, center of the pass, nice poke check, and then quick shot from the far side and stall with the save. 15 seconds left on the penalty kill. 2:24 in the game. Face off in the Rampage zone. Out. Taking point on the penalty kill, we've got Roberts, Rahosian, Gudanis, and Merrill. Florida wins the draw, but it comes up and out of the zone. They have to regroup. 10 seconds left on the PK. Back in their own zone, Roberts applying pressure on the forecheck, being an absolute pest to the Florida player. Florida's going to skate to the near side wall. They're out of the zone. Into the Rampage zone. Held up on the wall on the near side. Florida dumps it down low on the point. Rampage are back at 5. Puck comes up, gets tipped up to the point. Shot goes wide of the net, ends up on the far wall. And Merrill's going to clear it. Comes up and out of the zone. A little back and forth at neutral. Merrill from the red line is going to send it in and go for a change. Florida goaltender holds it up behind his own net. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Gudanis with the steal. He makes a move. He's into the zone and offside. So the faceoff will come outside the Florida zone with 1 minute, 37 seconds left in the game. On the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Huff, and Espirito. Rampage win the draw back to Huff. Cross to Espirito on the far side. Off the boards. Tipped and into the zone. Drexel's going to give chase down low into the corner. Doing battle with a Florida player down low. Drexel gets a stick on it. Now he's got a different Florida player on him. Held up down low in the corner. Drexel still in there. Tied up against the boards. Comes up to the point and out of the zone. Florida with speed back into the Rampage zone, 2-on-1. Shot taken. Stall with the save. Whitted wrangles it in. He's going to skate out of the zone with it. Sends it across to Sarver. Centered the pass. Goes off the side of net. Sarver crashing in. Whitted's in there too. Puck is down low. 1 minute left in the game. Sarver picks it up. Makes a move in the corner. Kind of gets tied up down low. He's going to send it up to the point to Espirito. Espirito back to Whitted. Whitted skates it off the wall, turns, fires, deflects off a stick, and hits the glass. It's back low in the corner. Florida picks it up. They're going to turn and skate with it. Out of the zone. Espirito with a poke check. It's going to come back into the Rampage zone. Whitted picks it up in his own zone. 35 seconds left in the game. He's going to turn with it. Skates out. Takes the red line. He's into the Florida zone on the near side. Drops it for Sarver, and the Florida player jumped in and picks that one up right away. Puck comes out. Espirito with the steal. Sends it off the boards, and Rampage are offside. 20.9 seconds in the game. The faceoff will be just outside the Rampage zone, as that's where the pass came from. Out on the ice to most likely finish this one out, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Wheeler, and Bisley. Florida wins the draw. They're going to send it across to the far side. Take the red line. Chipped in. Stahl has it. He's going to play it to keep the clock going. Wheeler sends it across to the far side. It's going to bounce out of the zone. Gets chipped up and out of play. So we get a stoppage. I think the faceoff will be just outside the Rampage zone with 6 seconds left in the game. Same crew out as before. Tied up on the draw. Florida's going to pick it up. 2 seconds, 1 second. Time expires, and that will do it. So your score after 3 is 7-2 in favor of your Colorado Rampage. And the Rampage boys get an excellent, I repeat, excellent start to the weekend. And let's hope that they have a whole lot more of that as the weekend goes on. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you this afternoon.